The Dallas Mavericks are 4-9 with both Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are on the court. They are 37-40 and is currently sitting in the 11th spot of the Western Conference. Now, who is to blame for the Dallas Mavericks' downfall this season? The sports media is trying to paint a narrative, and I don't agree with it at all. Let's get right into it. Yes, sir. Welcome back to a YouTube exclusive edition of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com and Amway.com, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, just me today. No co-host. Tony is not here. We normally go live on Tuesdays, but I wasn't able to get back home in time in between shifts from work to be able to go live Tuesday. So that's the reason we didn't go live, and that's another reason why I'm doing this now, just to give you some type of sports content from the Dope Content page. And I thank you guys for coming through, supporting to the handful that watch and always comment on either here, Twitch, or dopecontent.com. I definitely appreciate you guys. It doesn't go unnoticed. So let's get right into it. Who's to blame for the Dallas Mavericks downfall? Is it Kyrie Irving? Is it Luka Doncic? Is it Mark Cuban? Is it Jason Kidd? Is it Nico Harrison? Who is to blame for the Dallas Mavericks being 37-40, sitting outside at the number 11 spot, and possibly not making the playoffs this year? Let's get into it. So before we do that, let's give you the updates on the last games, just in case you missed it. Dallas Mavericks lose to the Philadelphia 76ers, 116-108. Just last night, I should say. Let's get into some stats here. Tim Hardaway gave you 21 points in 36 minutes. Kyrie Irving gave you 23 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in 40 minutes. Luka Doncic had 24 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists in 37 minutes. Maxi Kleber, 26 minutes, 4 points. That's the wrong button. Christian Wood. Oh, this is making me mad reading this. 12 minutes, 3 for 3, 9 points. He only played 12 minutes. He went 3 for 3. We're going to get into all this later. JaVale McGee, after having a great game against Indiana, you know how many minutes he played? 6 minutes. That's it. After the game he had against Indiana, he played 6 minutes. The next game. Green, 20 minutes. 2 for 5 shooting, 6 points. Jaden Hardy, 18 minutes, 8 points, 2 for 7 shooting. Right? They lose again. They had a chance to actually move back up into the 10th spot and get into the play-in, with Charlotte taking out OKC the same way they did us in back-to-back games. Charlotte basically put us out and then say, you know what? Let's give you a favor. Let's be OKC and give you a chance to get back in that 10th spot. All they had to do was win last night. They didn't do it. It looked good first quarter. It looked good second quarter. It looked good third quarter. And then fourth quarter, it just went away. Luka and Kyrie took, I believe, 8 shots total in the fourth quarter. You know who was taking up all these shots? Reggie Bullock, wide open. You know what he was doing? Brick, 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 brick. You know what Jason Kidd did? Leave him in. Play him at power forward at all positions. What are we supposed to do here as fans? When the average Joe can sit on the couch and yell at the screen that this lineup that Jason Kidd is throwing out is not working. Jason Kidd is being stubborn with certain players. I don't know if he got mind games he's trying to play. I don't know what it is. And I hate talking bad about Jason Kidd, because if you've been following me and the podcast and the brand for the last 2 years, you will know I was an advocate for Jason Kidd. As soon as Rick Carlisle got fired, one of the first people to yell Jason Kidd's name on stream was me. And it's still on here. It's still on the YouTube page. If you want to go see it, trust me, it's there. Evidence is there. I was loud. And that was the first name. I just want Jason Kidd. That's who I want. Jason Kidd. That's who I want. Everybody's like, man, you crazy. Jason Kidd did this in Brooklyn. He did this in Milwaukee. I said, I don't care. I wanted Jason Kidd. And then when he got hired, I made another video. And I was all happy. I was bragging. Then they went to the Western Conference Finals last year with him overcoaching that team. He overcoached that team. I don't care what nobody say. He overcoached that team, because that roster had no business going to the Western Conference Finals. That was Jason Kidd. Of course, you had Luka balling, and you had Brunson becoming a star right before our eyes. And we're going to get into Brunson too. But Jason Kidd had that team believing in everything he was saying. They brought into everything he was saying. They were hustling on defense, which is his thing. That's a Jason Kidd's thing, hustling everybody, participating on defense. He's been saying it all year. They did that last year. They listened. Western Conference Finals. They lost to Golden State, of course, but they had no business being there at all. Nobody had them going to Western Conference Finals last year. Now we get to this year. We lose Jalen Brunson because the Mavericks just didn't believe in what they were seeing. That's my take on it. I would try to get, maybe Chris on, or maybe I could get Chris back on, pretty soon, and he could give us the inside take, because Chris is there. But from the outside looking in, I looked at it as the Mavericks didn't believe what they were saying. They thought it was just a hot moment with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson really became a star. That whole playoff run built his confidence, right? And now he's just doing what he want to do and having his way in the Eastern Conference. It has the Knicks firmly in the playoffs as the guy. Him and Julius Randle. Those are the two guys. Those are 1-2 punch in New York. Nobody saw Jalen Brunson being what he is. I can't lie. I didn't see it either. I knew he was good. I didn't think he was going to be this good. So, shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. Let me give him a hand clap, because he's out here balling. But that's a mistake, right? The Mavericks lose him, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is. As a fan, this is what I'm saying. It is what it is. Cool. I wasn't even mad. I was just like, whatever. We lost Jalen Brunson. Cool. We still have Luka. We still have Spencer Dinwiddie. At the time, we still had, Tim Hardaway was coming back. He didn't play last year in the playoffs. He was injured. So I'm like, we got Tim Hardaway. We got Josh Green, stepping into another year. So maybe he'll have more confidence. I watched the summer spring. Not summer spring. I said summer spring. What is wrong with me? I watched the summer scrimmage. Man, I cannot get that word out, bro. I watched the summer scrimmage that the Mavs did against each other on Twitch, and I saw this young kid, rookie, going back and forth with Luka Doncic at the end of the game. It was a close game. Clock was running down, and he's matching Luka 3 for 3. And that kid was Jaden Hardy, rookie, who we're now seeing is becoming a monster right before our eyes as well. Jaden Hardy was there. So I saw him. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with losing Brunson, because we got Tim Hardaway coming back. We still got Spencer. This Jaden Hardy kid is going to be something, which he's turning out to be. So shout out to Jaden Hardy. Josh Green, which he had his moments, but he's a big roller coaster right now. And then on top of that, we traded for Christian Wood, a big man that can score inside and outside. Something we didn't have last year, right? And then on top of that, we get another paint presence in JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee is going to come in and give you points by default like Dwight Powell, just from pick and rolls with Luka and Spencer Dinwiddie, because he's an athletic big man, a legit 7-footer that can jump out the gym, and he was going to come in and rebound and block shots and all that. We started the season arguing who's going to start between Christian Wood and JaVale McGee, and both of them are coming off the bench, and JaVale McGee is not even really playing. How did this happen? If you look at the talent, before the Kyrie trade, if you compare the talent of the Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals last year versus the Mavericks squad to start this year, it's no way you could tell me that they will be worse than what they were last year. Even with Jalen Brunson gone, you couldn't tell me you couldn't tell me that Christian Wood can make up Jalen Brunson's points, and he gives you an inside post presence that you didn't have. JaVale McGee, you couldn't tell me that defense is gonna be worse this year than what it was last year when you add JaVale McGee and you take the white power out. Problem is the white power is still starting at center. And then to add to it, Reggie Bullock. How tall is Reggie Bullock? I don't even know. 6'7", 6'6", starting at power forward. And JaVale McGee don't even play. Like, how is this happening? There's no way you could have told me that at the beginning of the year that this team was going to be what it is. So, okay, let's keep it moving. We trade for Kyrie Irving. We get rid of Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith. We bring in Kyrie Irving and Morris. Morris don't play, so he's just a throw-in, right? Everybody's, oh man, who's gonna play defense? And I went on a rant on this already, so I'm gonna keep this part short. Who's gonna play defense? Who's gonna play defense? First of all, the Mavericks ranked 14th when they made the trade. The problem was they couldn't score outside of Luka because Spencer Dinwiddie was up and down. He was a roller coaster. Jaden Hardy wasn't playing then. Tim Hardaway was an up and down roller coaster with his shots. So now Christian Wood he wasn't getting the playing time he should have been getting to be a consistent scoring help for the Mavericks, for Luka. So I'm like, I didn't care to trade Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie for Kyrie because now we got a legit superstar, something we've never had. We got two legit superstars in their prime. When have the Mavericks ever done that outside of what? Nash, Dirk, and Finley? When's the last time they had two legit superstars in their prime? I can't think of any other time outside of that. So I'm good with the trade. So I'm like, you know what? They wasn't playing good defense anyway. Even with Finney-Smith, even with Spencer. Spencer is not a great defender. He's really just a taller Kyrie when it comes to the defensive side. They both are the same defensively. Spencer is just a little bit taller. That's it. And Dorian Finney-Smith, he was injured and he just wasn't cool. That is a loss on the defensive side, but come on, man. You're making that up, in my opinion, in my thought process at the time, you're making it up with Kyrie's points. And it's just falling apart. I get it, chemistry. They only played 13 games together, and you got all these new moving parts and pieces and lineups that kid is trying to figure out. I get it. And they're in every game that they lost. It's not like they're getting dog walked in none of these games. The Charlotte game was one of the worst games, and they still came back to make it a 1-point game in the fourth quarter. So it's just, I don't understand it, man. And my problem is with Jason Kidd. The media is trying to make it Kyrie versus Luka. And just to give you an example, Luka the other day, or last week I should say, got on here and said, I'm frustrated. This is the most frustrated I've ever been in my career. And it's not all basketball. It's a lot of personal stuff too that I won't talk about. And if you know the story of Luka and his family issues right now with his mom, they are going through some stuff. So imagine going through that at home, and then you get to work, which is supposed to be like your happy place, and things are not going good there because you're losing. And you're trying to get in the playoffs, and it's not looking good right now. So yes, Luka is frustrated, and he told you why he was frustrated. You know, TMZ and all these media outlets, ESPN, you know what they did? They started getting on Twitter. They started making articles and headlines. Oh, the Kyrie effect is in. Luka Doncic, he's only played with Kyrie for 12 games, and he's already at his frustration peak. Bruh. What? Y'all really doing this right now? And it's a lot of people were tweeting it. Like a lot of people that work for different outlets, sports outlets. Yeah, Kyrie Irving, he finding a way to ruin another locker room. One of the happiest players in the game is now sad and frustrated, and it's all Kyrie's fault. Bruh. What? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Sports media is so trash now, where nobody cares to tell the truth. Nobody cares to tell the truth. Everybody just want a headline for clicks and likes. It's ridiculous. The clout chasing is real to the point where nobody is being honest about nothing. Not being honest about nothing. Just last night, they asked Kyrie Irving about the Mavericks' chances to get in the playoffs, and they asked about the playoff outlook in the Western Conference. Kyrie Irving said this is addressing the Mavs playoff situation and the Western Conference playoff situation with everybody being within 2 games of each other. He said it looks like a clusterfuck right now. That's what he said. You know the headline that came out shortly after he said that? Kyrie Irving said his time in Dallas has been a clusterfuck. Bruh. What? That is not what he said. And let me find this guy. The guy that asked the question, and we just followed each other on Twitter too. We just followed each other. He just followed me the other day on Twitter. Let me see if this is him. Was it Grant? I got 2 of them that got a similar basketball logo, and they both work for the Mavericks or DallasBasketball.com. I think it was Grant. So the guy that asked the question, I want to say it was Grant. He made sure to put the full quote and a video clip of what Kyrie was talking about to end that BS narrative that the media was trying to start, saying, "Oh, Kyrie time in Dallas, he thinks is a clusterfuck." No, that's not what he thinks. Bruh. Stop lying. Stop trying to pin Luka versus Kyrie. Luka wanted Kyrie here. Kyrie is here. I personally don't think he's going nowhere in the summer. And the way he's talking, even just last night, he said, yeah, it's issues going now, but this move to bring me here was long term. So he's already talking like he know he's coming back next year. Right? The question is, what are we going to do with Jason Kidd? Because in my opinion, he had one great year and he's having one horrible year. A lot of people trying to fire Jason Kidd. No. He just took it to the Western Conference Finals last year. I will have a sit down with him this summer and be like, look, man, this got to change. You can't do what you did being stubborn with this lineup, because there's no way Christian Wood should have played 12 minutes and he goes 3 for 3, 9 points, and he only get 12 minutes. When you got Maxi Kleber out here playing 26 minutes, he go 1 for 4, was scared to shoot in the 4th quarter and give you 5 points. And let's get into Jason Kidd. I'm glad we're talking about this game again, going back to the Philly game last night, because I actually got a video which I almost forgot about. So let's get right into it. Going in my rant, I almost forgot about this video that I did pull up. Let's get into Jason Kidd's press conference right after the game.
Obviously, long chat in the locker room, I imagine. Like, what does the debrief look like after a game like this? Who are you talking to, and what are you guys discussing?
No, well, for me, it was more with the coaches than the players. So just understanding how we can get better. You know, another game that's close on the road. You talk about what Luka just said, we got to play hard, you know, the 5 guys out there, but we're getting great looks, and we're just not making them.
At all.
Or belief that there's still time left in the season to figure this out? Is it possible?
Yeah, I think it's always possible. It's, you know, just your belief system. If you believe in it and have positive energy and not be selfish, you know, that's where it starts. It's about the team. You win as a team and you lose as a team, and you try to get better as a team. It's not just, you know, Kai and Luka. You know, when you look at the open shots, everyone got open shots tonight, and we just got to be able to make them. You know, when you look at Reggie's first three, he makes it and then couldn't buy one. You know, Maxie makes one and then turns some down. But, you know,
Exactly.
we've talked about making the right play, make or miss. That's the way you got to live. And if you start to turn things down, it turns to, you know, the basketball guys will go against you. So we just got to, you know, stay together, stay positive, and find a way to win in Miami.
You brought in a couple guys that have won some championships, some veterans. Have you noticed a difference once they came in with the other guys as far as, you know, being able to teach and respect and all that?
Yeah, I think when you talk about Kai's ability to win, he's teaching, he's leading, he's trying to help, he's trying to do everything on and off the court. He's been a true pro.
Exactly.
He's been helpful. When you look at Luka, he's trying to help. He's generating a lot of open looks. Also, you know, finding his own shots. So he's playing at a high level. It's just a matter of everybody being on the same page and being connected. You know, here right now we're struggling. We got two guys that are showing, the other three on the floor are not connected. So we just got to find a way to be connected as we go forward here.
I think there were a few plays like down the stretch, like JaVale's goaltend and Maxie's foul that
Should have challenged
I guess
it.
Some could say questionable. What were your thoughts on potentially using a challenge during those situations?
Yeah, the goaltend, the ball doesn't. There's no way to stop or challenge that. It's not a dead ball. You know, the ball is taken out and continue to play. And so, just looking at that play, also was 2 points, and just felt that we could continue to keep going. And then understanding the challenge with Maxie, you could challenge that one. But at that time, we're down, and I'm figuring that we're going to need some timeouts going forward. Understanding scoring wasn't the thing for us in the fourth, just like it has been, you know, here of late. We just can't score. But it's not because we're not getting good looks. It's not because we didn't challenge. You know, those two plays, you look at them, you move forward. But you can challenge a lot of other ones too. I think JaVale wanted me to challenge one that he didn't think was foul. So we got a lot of people who want challenges, and instead of just focusing on the play or the next play, we got to learn how to move forward.
You and him and Kyrie had a good talk. When was that, and what did you?
She's asking about the meeting between Luka, Kyrie, and J. Kidd in Indiana the other day.
Well, that's an easy question. It was in Indiana, and that's why I told you I thought things were going to go well, and they did. And so maybe we need to meet more often. But maybe we're going to have to add some more players to that meeting so that they can play well too. But we talked in Indiana, had a great conversation, and we felt as a group that we were going in the right direction. But it didn't last long. But those two played well tonight.
Picking lineups for like a big game to close down the stretch. How do you determine like some of the final spots, like Reggie and Maxie tonight, as opposed to some other options like Jaden or Christian Wood or guys like that?
Yeah, you know, when you look at Hardy's end of game, in today's game, they were taking advantage of him being a rookie. They put him in everything, and he struggled. So I didn't want to leave him out there on an island. And you looked at C. Wood. Understanding there was some breakdowns, and so we had to figure out how to, get some stops once we were down, and then also be able to score. And then for both of those guys, offensively wasn't, at a high level. So I went with a different group to be able to generate offense and defense at the same time.
Timeout.
From JaVale, because with Embiid, it was going to be an important game for him.
Timeout. He said there wasn't. Let's rewind this. I want to get this quote right.
And then also be able to score. And then for both of those guys, offensively wasn't, at a high level. So I went with a different group to be able to generate offense and defense at the same time.
J. Kidd, let's go back over this. That just made me mad all over again. They wasn't producing on offense. Christian Wood in 12 minutes, 3 for 3, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Maxi Kleber, 26 minutes, 1 for 4, 5 points, 2 rebounds. Christian Wood had 9 and 4 in 12 minutes, 3 for 3. Kleber, 26 minutes, 5 for 2. I'm saying it slow so you can hear what I'm talking about, what he just said. Like, this don't make sense. Like, I'm rambling right now because I'm mad. I'm mad about a lot of things. I'm mad about this, and I'm irritated by some personal stuff, just like Lucas said. Because I got a call this week that just really broke my heart, honestly. But it is what it is. We going to keep it moving. And I'll tell y'all about that call later on. Reggie Bullock, 3 for 10 shooting, 7 points. 1 of 8 from 3. 33 minutes. Jaden Hardy, 18 minutes, 8 points, 2 for 7, 2 for 4 from 3. I don't want to hear that BS that kid is talking about right now, because the offense, again, they think Maxi Kleber is this defensive savior, and that's not the case. He's not. He's one of your best defenders, but he's not a defensive savior. Reggie Bullock is a good defender. He hasn't been that good this year. He hasn't been the same on defense as he was last year, in my opinion. So when you got these guys not really playing the defense that you want them to play, and they're not scoring at the same time, take them out of the game and at least put in the people that's going to help put up points with Kyrie and Luka. What is so hard about that? And honestly, if you want defense in the paint, because that's where you're getting abused at in all of these games, put freaking JaVale McGee in. That is your best paint defender, him and Kleber. They need to be on the court if you really want defense. And if JaVale missed a couple of reads, oh well, it's because he hasn't played. He hasn't been on the court. So he got to adjust to being on the court again because he don't play. He don't know when he's going to play. Nobody knows when he's going to play. He just has to sit there. Oh, I'm playing? Oh, hold on. You know, like, how can anybody find a rhythm like that with the minutes and the lineups that you're doing? And why the hell are you keep playing freaking Reggie Bullock at the power forward position? You're getting killed in the paint every game. You're getting killed in the paint every game, and you think Reggie Bullock and Dwight Powell is going to be the... Anyway. Okay, let's see what else he say before we move on.
What did you see from JaVale? Because with Embiid, it was going to be an important game for him to contribute. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. Unfortunately, Embiid's one of the best players in the world. So with the 3 and then the mid range, you got to try to make it on the floor, but it's easier said than done. And so I thought JaVale did a good job.
In 6 minutes. In 6 minutes. That's what he got in 6 minutes. Yeah, JaVale did a good job. Yeah, he played 6 minutes, bro.
Shut up, bitch.
Ooh, that made me mad, bro. That made me mad. Just hearing him say that made me mad. That made me mad. Kyrie on the screen, man. Shout out to Kyrie. We're not going to watch what he had to say. I mean, we can, but I don't want to be here all day. I wanted to keep this within 35 minutes. We're at 28 minutes, and I got another topic to talk about. But just to give you... Let's go back to the Kyrie-Luka argument, and the media trying to blame Kyrie. The media trying to say Luka is the problem or Kyrie is the problem or they can't play together. Let's go ahead and give you some numbers when they do play together. Kyrie Irving in 13 games with Luka Doncic is averaging 25 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 turnover. Luka in the games with Kyrie, let's get Luka numbers up here. If my phone want to stop acting stupid. Got it written down and it don't want to play. Let me go to Luka over here then. Luka playing with Kyrie in 13 games is averaging 35.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, 7 assists, and less than 1 Actually, he's averaging 4 turnovers a game. So that is a bad thing for Luka. Luka is averaging 3.8 turnovers a game with Kyrie. But again, he's averaging 35 points, 8.5 rebounds, 7 assists. Kyrie is averaging 25 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, less than 1 turnover. Those two are not the problem. The problem is everybody else. And it's the coaching. And I mean, if you play Christian Wood more, it'll help. If you play Jaden Hardy more, it will help. If Reggie Bullock is not starting at power forward and Dwight Powell is not starting at center, it will help. If JaVale McGee played more, it will help. Stop being so freaking stubborn, Jason Kidd. Because that's all it is. Because everybody can see it but you. They asking him the same questions every game. Why is JaVale not playing here? What's going on with your 4-quarter lineup? Why is Dwight Powell starting with Reggie Bullock in your front court? Why is Christian Wood only playing this amount of minutes? Even when he's 3 for 3, 9 points. What is the deal? This is Jason Kidd. Like, this is Jason Kidd. This is on Jason Kidd. This year is on Jason Kidd. I'm sorry, the talent is there. Comparing this team to last year's team, the talent is there. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I understand Jalen Brunson. I'm not buying that. You got Kyrie Irving now. And for the idiots that don't watch the Mavericks, that want to listen to the stupid TMZs, ESPN, and Fox Sports, who also don't watch the Mavericks, and they just looking for headlines to grab out of Kyrie Irving being in Dallas, all y'all really need to do one thing. You already know what it is.
Shut up, bitch.
Facts. Don't come to me talking about stuff you don't know. And I know for a fact you don't watch the games. Don't come to me talking about that. I don't want to hear it. If you don't watch the games, don't talk Mavericks basketball with me, because you're not going to get a response. It's just going to be me telling you to shut up or watch the games. Yeah, man, but TMZ and ESPN, they're right. Kyrie, he is a cancer. Kyrie has been a model citizen since he got here. He's been a model to the point where Mavericks fans are low-key turning on Luka. That's how good of a person and player Kyrie has been since he got here. Mavs fans, idiots, are starting to turn on Luka. Are you really? They're starting to turn on Luka, the franchise player, 24 years old. That's how good Kyrie has been since he's been here. Person, human being, player, name it. Teammate, name it. But Kyrie is a cancer and a problem. Get out of here with that, man. Sports media is so trash. It's trash. All they look for is a grabbing headline. They don't care about telling the truth anymore. They don't care about facts. They don't care about doing research anymore. That's what pisses me off, because I actually try to do all that stuff, and I can't even get in close to all these events and stuff like they can. I wish I had the ability to get media credentials to go into the locker rooms with the Mavericks and all of that. But I don't get that opportunity because it's a lot of gatekeepers that don't want to tell you how to, that don't want to help you out how to apply. But that's another podcast right there. It's a lot of gatekeepers. I'm not trying to take your job, bro, or whatever you doing. I'm trying to build my brand like you building yours. Somebody gave you and helped you get to where you need to get to. Trust me, I know. I'm looking at your numbers. I'm looking at my numbers and your numbers. And my numbers ain't even always great. Some hit, some don't. But some of these gatekeepers, like, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Trust me, I keep tabs on everybody that's in this business, in this media content, create whatever you want to call it, and DFW, because I want to network with everybody. That's my goal. I want to be able to network with everybody because everybody has some type of connections. Somebody can do this. We can join up together, make and have a fun. I mean, it's so much that can be done. But people want to gatekeep and make it a competition. I'm not for that. I just want to put out good content. And I got other goals that I'm trying to do that ain't got nothing to do with what y'all trying to do. And if so, I'ma still root you on. Don't believe me? Ask a Kevin Gray. Kevin Gray beat me out in the competition, 3 years ago, to get a job at 105.3 The Fan. And I still root for him like, I root for him like a brother, and we don't even talk like that. We don't even talk like that. But I'm legit happy for him. A guy that get to live his dreams right now. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's on the radio. I let him know on Twitter, hey man, I love what you're doing. I told him on his YouTube a couple times, I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, bro. Cause he's killing it. And I'm trying to get where you are. And the longer you do it, the more motivation it is for me to keep going instead of quitting. When I get calls like I got the other day that just devastated the hell out of me. So, yeah. But a lot of people don't have that mindset. They want to gatekeep. They want to, have secrets. Somebody gave them, access to the media credentials, and they refuse to even just. I'm not asking for a handout. I just want to learn how to apply. I just want to know where to go. Who can I talk to? I will do the rest myself. I don't want no handouts. I just want to know who to talk to. And I'll make it happen myself. But whatever, man. Let's move on. Texas Rangers opening day today. They get a win over the Philadelphia Phillies, 11-7. It was a pretty good game for the offensive side. Now we have Jacob deGrom getting his start. This is our ace this year, Jacob deGrom. Everybody was anticipating his start today. And after the first inning, it just went downhill real fast for him. He gave up 5 runs, 6 hits in 4 innings. And then the Rangers bailed him out. Rangers bailed him out in the 4th inning, going off for 9. Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. Let me get him out LeBron on. Not 6, not 7, not 8, 9. 9 runs. They dropped 9 runs in the 4th. Robbie Grossman. Does he say Roby or Robbie? Is it Robbie Grossman? I think it's Robbie Grossman. Welcome to Texas, hitting a big 3-run homer. So shout out to Robbie Grossman, man, coming through. Once again, the bats were alive. Mark Semien went 2 of 5, had 1 run. Corey Seager was 1 of 3 with 2 runs. Nathaniel Lowe was 1 of 3. Adolis Garcia went 2 of 4. Jonah Heim went 2 of 4 with 2 runs. And then we talked about Grossman with the home run that he hit. Then Miller had a home run of his own, Brad Miller. So pretty much, let me look. Everybody scored, brought in a run, except one player. Let me see. Bubba Thompson was the only Ranger that did not bring in a run on the offensive side today. Did not get a run, I should say, on the offensive side today. But good win for the Rangers nonetheless. They did take out the NL defending champions. Philadelphia at home, sold out crowd today. Shout out to the Texas Rangers fans for coming through, doing their thing. As far as my expectation for the season, with all of the money that they spent in the last 2 years, almost $1 billion, and with them finally, hopefully, getting that pitching taken care of, I'm shooting for 85, no less than 85 wins. That's just me. As far as offense, they've always had good bats. From what I know, from what I watch, they've always had good bats. This is going from 2010 to now. They've always had bats on the field. They've always had a good offense, but the pitching has been a problem. So they've addressed that. And one of the biggest pickups of the year was Jacob deGrom, and it didn't look good today, but I'm not going to panic because it's only one game, and it was against the Phillies. But hopefully this is just a one bad game, bad start. Maybe he was nervous. Maybe, I don't know. It wasn't a good game for him today. But the Rangers do on paper, have better pitching to match their offense this year. And I believe they won like 68 games last year. I'm looking for 85, no less than 85. And to be competitive when it comes to making the playoffs. That's what I'm looking for. Anything less than 85 wins, in my opinion, with all the money that they spent over the last 2 years, will be a failure and a disappointment. That's just me. That's my opinion. And I'm not going to change it unless we get a lot of injuries. Barring injury, this team should win at least 85 games. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I got. So congrats to the Rangers, man. Thank you for watching the show today. Appreciate you coming through. I know I did a lot of rambling between my Mavericks topics today. Oh man, if y'all knew like everything that's going through my mind right now. I really wasn't even going to do this video, to be honest with you, but I just felt like I had to do some type of video, sports related, this week. So I don't want to get too far behind for the people that actually do watch, once again on Twitch, YouTube, or the website. I wanted to give y'all something, right? So I didn't even plan it out. Like all this that you see here and the MLB, and like I literally did that 10 minutes before I got on and started recording. Like I made all this 10 minutes before I started recording. Like I really didn't have anything planned out. I just got home from work and I was like, you know what? Let me just do some content. So I hope you got what you needed. I hope you enjoyed the podcast today. The YouTube exclusive. This will be on dopecontent.com as well. So it's on there as well. Yeah, and I appreciate all the support. Shout out to the XFL. We got a game tomorrow here. Arlington Renegades versus the Seattle Sea Dragons, ladies and gentlemen. So that's taking place tomorrow. I got 2 tickets I could give away. Y'all know I've been getting good with the XFL and Arlington Renegades, so they gave me 2 free tickets. So I'm trying to do a giveaway and people won't even participate in it like they supposed to. But hey, whatever. If nobody participates in the giveaway like they should, then hey, I'll give it to somebody else. That's all I'm saying. We'll have Ranger tickets coming up pretty soon. I'm working with a company that's working with the Rangers, and I'm also trying to get in with the Rangers directly. So we'll have Rangers tickets coming soon as well. And that's all we want to do, man. I just want to be able to get to the point where I can maybe get sponsors and all that stuff, so I can do some real giveaways without killing my pockets every time. Like I really want to be able to give stuff away to the people that come through and has been coming through since Dope Content started and all of that, man. So my numbers go up and down so much for whatever reason. But yeah, I know who's gonna come through every time. So I appreciate y'all, and I want to do more for y'all. I've given away wrestling tickets and all that stuff, shirts and whatever, but I want to do more. So, and I want to do it more consistently for y'all. So thank you once again, man. I hope y'all have a good one, and until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out.